Hey, Rachel, you beat Phoenix? Phoenix must be working. Phoenix must be working today. Rachel said, I am first. I am first. One thing we're going to have to talk about is everybody making sure that you have your notifications set for all. Tina, Sunday, and Phoenix, they beat you, girl. Rachel beat you today. Oh, you was on the phone? I said, well, she must be working. Make sure that your notifications are set for all because I think if you don't, you won't get notified when I go live, or you'll only get notified if I go live, and you won't get notified if I post a regular video. I think you have to have your notifications set to all. And the membership thing, you can't see the join button on the iPhone because it's not on mine either. But on the Android, you can see it. So I think you have to go into the desktop version of YouTube to find the um, join button. So I just wanted to. Rachel said she said, "Ah, that's so sweet." She said she saved your seat. My legs is ashy. So, I wanted to talk about soul ties today because I was actually looking on Facebook, and I don't know if any of you guys follow uh, this young lady named Peach. Uh, Peach McIntyre, I think is her name. And she supposedly went from food stamps to, you know, making a lot of money on social media. So she was able to get off of food stamps. I don't know if she was on Section 8 or, yeah, I think she said she was on low income housing in Florida. My lips real dry. I didn't bring no, if my lips is dry, just ignore it because I didn't bring no chapstick out here. So she went from food stamps and low income housing to, making a decent amount of money on Facebook, Facebook and well, YouTube first. She started, getting YouTube checks, and then she went from making money on YouTube to making money on Facebook, and I guess making money on TikTok. So, she has a nice little following of people on social media. So today on Facebook, she asked a question um, to her female subscribers. Dang, they put a big I was like, they put a big ass camera in their backyard, but that's not camera. I don't know what that is, child. Let me mind my own business. Um, she posted a question to her subscribers, her female subscribers, when you're on your period, are you more sexual? Like, do you want to have sex? Well, she said, do you get horny? Because, she's, I don't want to say ghetto, but young, and, her verbiage is different from mine. So she was like, when you're on your period, do you get more horny, or more attracted to your partner because she has a husband? I think she got like 5 or 6 kids. She got a lot of kids to be um, young, in her early 30s, I think, with 5 or 6 kids. That's a lot of kids to be like super young. And people were a lot of other women were chiming in, and of course, they were saying, yeah, some women were like, oh, I thought I was the only person that went through. Like, why do women think that you're the only woman that has hormones? Like, all women have hormones. Like, all women are basically going through the same thing. If you're going through something with your body, 9 times out of 10, another woman has been through that also. It may not feel exactly the way you feel, but we're all doing the same thing. You know what I mean? All of our bodies are designed the same way. We all have hormones, we all have estrogen, we all have whatever other chemical makeup, we all have ovaries and all of that stuff down there that makes us female. So if you're emotional or horny, or you're having these ups and downs during your cycle, 9 times out of 10, other women are, going through that same thing. So don't feel like just because you're going through something as a woman, you're the only woman going through that. No, most women are going through the the same thing. Of course, we all have different um sex drives and stuff. Some women's drive may be more than others or less than others, depending on the person, but we all have it. So, and I say that because there were some women in the comments saying, "Oh, I thought I was the only person that, went through that." And I'm like, some women like, do some of y'all like not have friends, or you don't have an auntie, you don't have a mama, you don't have anybody to bounce your feelings off of? You don't, because Google is your best friend. I done always said that Google is your best friend. If you have a question, you can always go to Google and type in, do other women feel blah blah blah, or is it normal to feel blah blah blah? Like, don't get too deep off into that, because Google will have you feeling like you're gonna die. It's cancer if you have a hangnail or anything. So don't fall down a rabbit hole in Google, but you can always type in your symptoms or how you feeling, and 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a forum, a blog post, or something where someone is going through the same exact thing that you're going through. So I digress. So someone in the comments wrote, if you have sex with your husband while you're on your period, that gives you a blood soul tie to your husband or whoever the person is, whoever that is that said hello, hello. Then someone else wrote up under that thread, yeah, I heard that too. That's like voodoo or voodoo or something, where women take a drop of their blood and put it in their husband's food to make a, soul tie. Someone under that was like, "Oh yeah, girl, you got to be careful doing that, because if you do that to a man, then that'll tie him to you for the rest of your life, and then he won't ever leave you, and then he'll be beating you, and then it'll be violent, and then it." And I'm just like reading this whole thread where they were like, "Oh yeah, that's voodoo, girl. That's spell, that's witchcraft, and you shouldn't." And of course, here come the Christians. Yeah, you really shouldn't do that um when you're on your cycle, because that's witchcraft and it's nasty. And I was like, in 2022, it's still women out here believing that that's some old Christian um patriotic, crazy men manipulating women thoughts about your cycle, you being dirty when you're on your cycle. That's why men didn't want to have sex with, it had nothing to do with a soul tie. It had to do with men thinking that women were dirty during that period, during your monthly cycle. That's this considered nasty and dirty. That's why they wouldn't touch you. It had nothing to do with being tied to you, especially if I'm already married to you. You're already tied to me. If we're married, what is the big deal? And what is this fear all of a sudden of like soul ties and you being tied to everybody that you've ever had sex with in your life? Do you know that I'm 57 years old and I don't have any thoughts at all of any men that I have had sex with before my husband? I'm not tied to none of them jokers, and they're not tied to me. There was only one person that I broke up with. Well, two. Well, one was my first husband, and I expected to have a problem with him because we had kids together. That was our tie. Our children were our tie. It wasn't a soul tie. We were connected by our children. So I expected him to always, you know, be a part of my life basically because we share two children together. Now, everybody else that I have had sex with, they don't exist in my world. And I'm pretty sure that I don't exist in theirs. I don't know not one man that I have had sex with that has tried to contact me in any way. Something just flew on my dang computer. That has tried to contact me anyway, spiritually, emotionally, phone call, text, carrier pigeon, nothing. They don't care nothing about me. And I could care less about them. The only way that you are connected to someone is if you want to be, you choose to be connected to them. Your soul is not connected to them. Your soul better be connected to your creator. You out here connecting your soul to somebody that can't do nothing for you and not, and if you done broke up with them, how are you tied to them? Y'all not together. That person don't love you. Obviously, they have moved on and they love somebody else. And if you love somebody else and you're staying still saying that you have a soul connection to another person, then it's something wrong with you. It's something wrong with you. That's not, you have your soul is connected to them. You are mentally connected. You want to be with that person. You just don't want to be with the person that you're with, and you're using a soul tie as your excuse. You legit want to be with them. Just like a lot of people say that Jada Smith had a soul tie to Tupac. If she had a soul tie to Tupac, she would have married Tupac. She didn't want to marry Tupac. She was attracted to the person that he was, but she didn't want to marry him. She didn't want to marry that bad boy. She wanted to marry someone that was going to give her life some stability. Her mother was a drug addict. She grew up in, a non stable household, it seems, because you're not going to grow up with your mother as a drug addict and your life is stable. That can't happen if you're in the same house with them. So yeah, she probably was attracted to Tupac. They both were creative souls, very creative people. They went to high school together. Those are, of course, your formative years. But when she figured out that Tupac was really about that life that he rapped about, And that was not how she wanted to live. That was not how she wanted to raise her kids. She was like, no, I'm going to marry safe. And I don't blame her. Not one bit. I wouldn't have wanted to be married to Tupac either. I don't care how creative he was and how loving he was, the side of Tupac that the world didn't see. I'm pretty sure she saw a side of him that the world never saw. But it was enough for her to know that I don't want to marry somebody that's going to be in and out of jail, in these streets, groupie girls, all that kind of stuff. No, who wants to marry somebody that's going to be in and out of jail, getting into it with people, fighting, just getting shot and all that kind of stuff? No, she made the best choice for herself, and I don't blame her. But it still does not mean that they had a soul tie. They had a connection. They had a serious connection, but not a soul tie. Soul ties aren't even doctrine. You can find in the Bible, and apparently only women get them, and men don't, because the men be all up and through the church. I wonder why men don't get, why we have to be the ones that tie ourselves to someone on a cellular level. Why the men don't do it? Why you don't see men out here saying that they have soul ties? Well, Galaxy Angel says soul ties are definitely real, girl. Well, explain to us. Who are you tied to? Explain to us. You can't just say something is real without giving a explanation of how they real. I heard about a woman, Lord, she said kidney beans. I ain't never heard of no kidney beans. Now that one I have not heard of. I haven't heard of the kidney beans. I mean, it's a lot of different. Wait, let me turn this volume down. It's a lot of different. Hold on, let me go back and find that comment. Hey to everybody that came in late. Rachel said, I heard about women doing that with red peas, or which are kidney beans, soup to hold a man. Just the red peas by themselves? I've only heard of blood. You have to use blood, your menstrual, and not just like, why you can't just cut yourself and you know squeeze that in there? Why does it have to be your um menstrual blood? That's what I've heard. If anybody wants to, oh, my VPN ain't tripping. If anybody wants to come in the chat and tell their story about this whole soul tie situation, feel free to do that. Intuitively in sync, how you doing? Oh, they put the period blood in the red pea soup. Yeah, I've never. I mean, I would assume that you have to put it in something. You have to be able to disguise the the blood, but it's not like you have to put a bucket of blood in there. You only have to use a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. People can transfer negative energy in relationships. Their lifestyles can rub off on you, and their whole existence, especially during sex, you are exchanging energies in each other. Okay, we understand all of that, but how does it make it a soul tie? How are you tied to that person on a soul level, deeper than a physical level, on a soul level? How are you tied to a person? I have been a victim, but it's so much to type. I'll have to make a video on this topic. It's really heavy. Click the link, and you can tell your whole story right here. Just click the link. You don't have to make a separate video. You could just click the link. My dad said in Mississippi, women will put period blood in spaghetti. I've always heard spaghetti. Even my mama said spaghetti, and my mother was from Louisiana. She said it was a common thing that women did in Louisiana when they felt like their man was cheating, or they wanted to hold on to him, or because that was one of the things. If you would go to one of the hoodoo sisters, they would tell you to do that. But I'm just wondering, if it's so many soul ties, if soul tie is such a huge thing, why is the divorce rate so huge in the United States, all over the world? If there is a soul tie and we are tied to everybody that we have sex with, why do we get divorces? If you have a soul tie, and you having sex with somebody, and you transferring, okay, so what if you a positive person and you transferring all your positive energy into this person, all your love energy, why would they then turn around and leave you? Like my best one of my really good friend's sister, she had a sister. This girl was a great housekeeper. They had a child. She kept her house spotless. She cooked every morning. Her husband, she would make his lunch. He would come home to dinner. She, would get all these interesting recipes. She went to the gym all the time. She stayed fit. She was a banker, so she made good money. They lived in a nice area. One day she went to work. She's thinking she's in her marriage is in a good place. One day she went to work and her neighbor called her and was like, "Why is there a moving truck in front of your house?" And she was like, "Huh?" She said, "Yeah, girl, there's a moving truck in front of your house and they're moving." Oh Lord, it felt like something just touched my back. She said, "They're moving your furniture and stuff out." And she was like, "What?" And she called home, I guess, and her husband didn't answer. And so she called her sister. And honey, by the time they got to the house, homeboy had been just about cleaned the house out. He was leaving her. So why they didn't have a soul tie? Why couldn't she, why she didn't tie herself to him? Are some people so strong that the soul tie don't latch on to them? Or are some people so weak that they don't have the ability to tie themselves to somebody else? Like me and my husband have been married almost 10 years. I don't want to be tied to him on a soul level. And I love him, and I know he loves me. And I'm pretty sure he don't want to be tied to me on a soul level. I just don't see the necessity in that. Now, if you go looking for something, my mama used to always say, if you go looking for shit, you're going to find it. So if you're looking to be in a soul tie, you will, because you will make that up in your mind. No, I can't get away from him because that's my soul tie. He's my twin flame. I got to stay with him for the rest of my life. I'm always gonna be in love with him, and he always gonna love me. But he out here sleeping with Jodetta and Jane and Melissa and everybody else. But you out here telling the world that y'all got a soul. You out here telling the world that y'all got a soul tie. No, you don't have a soul tie. You have mental issues that you need to speak to a therapist about. You are obsessed with someone that's not even thinking about you. 9 times out of 10, this how these soul ties be. Is the woman pining for a man that don't want her. He has moved on. Now he has probably had a baby by you or something, and you feel because y'all have a child that's your soul tie. Now he didn't gone on, he living his life with Jodetta and Melissa and Martha and everybody else. But you calling his phone, you driving by his house, you throwing a brick through his window, you flattening his tires and everything because you are in love with him and he don't love you. That's not a soul tie. That's mental illness. Okay? That's not a soul tie. Just because you love somebody and you are pining for that person and that person has moved on does not make it a soul tie. Y'all got all these terms misconstrued. That ain't no soul tie. That's mental illness. That's what that is. But if you go looking for a soul tie, you gonna find one. Oh, that's my soulmate. He my twin flame. But he out here with Melissa. He at the restaurant with Melissa and you on the phone. Let me check. Let me see where he at. Oh, he at Melissa's house. Let me drive over there and throw a brick through his window. That's your soul tie. That's your soul tie. Intuitively in sync says, I think when you have sex with someone, that's a soul tie, especially if you are attracted spiritually with that person. So everybody that you have sex with, you are tied to on a soul level. What about a one night stand? You just want to have sex. So now I'm tied to that person on a soul level just because of a physical act. I don't even want to see them no more. So how am I tied to that person that I just wanted to have sex with? What if both of you, it's a one night stand for both of y'all? He know he's in agreement, you in agreement, you just think he cute, he think you cute, and you guys have sex. Now you got a whole soul tie to that person. You don't even know them. You don't even know his mama name. And you have a whole soul tie to the no girl. You're not gonna make me believe that. You're not. You're not gonna make me believe that. I'm scared for some of y'all. Like I am legit afraid for some of y'all. That's how you get in these horrible relationships. Because everybody you have sex with, you feel like it's a soul tie. Even higher divorce rates in church. When you go to church, you see that it's mostly women. The men don't be there. Most of these churches are full of women. And if it is men, it's older men that already got a wife that get on his nerves, but he stay with her because she can cook and he don't want to deal with nobody else. But most of these churches are full of single women. So all them women in the church are virgins, or they all got soul ties, but the person that they tied to won't come to church. I need y'all to help me with this because this soul tie thing irks me. Every time I hear it, I get irritated. It hurts my soul. Hey, KK. Okay, so now intuitively in sync said, it's not a soul tie, it's a spirit tie. So what's the difference? So now, every time I have sex with somebody, I'm tied to them spiritually. She said, I'm not tied to them on a soul level, but I'm tied to them spiritually. So everybody, so what does that mean? Am I responsible for them spiritually? Now that we're tied because of sex, am I responsible for them spiritually? We're connected spiritually. How? The majority of people that I have had sex with are not even on the same spiritual level as me. we're not even doing the same thing spiritually. Like me and my husband, we have sex. I'm into Ifa and Santeria and Christianity. My husband is a Christian. So am I transferring my Ifa into him some kind of way when we have sex? Because obviously I'm doing something wrong because he has never been interested in Ifa or Santeria, and we've been having sex since we got together. Our spiritual is is totally different. So it's not working. Does mine don't work? Is mine broken? Is his broken? I'm trying to figure it out. If we're supposed to transfer spiritual energy to each other from having sex, but we're doing two different spiritual things, is mine broke? Is his broke? We ain't transferring, because that's really not what the energy that I'm even trying to transfer to my husband. The only trying to energy that I'm trying to transfer is love. Your spirit energy is something different in my book now. In my book. So KK said, I've always thought that we carry the person on a spiritual level. You gonna have to explain that. You're gonna have to explain that to me, because carrying myself is enough. I'm not trying to carry anybody else on a spiritual level. I'm not. The only people that we carry on a spiritual level is our children, until they have an understanding of spirituality, and then they even carry themselves. The Christian way. This okay. If we want to look at it the Christian way, this was how I was taught. A child is facing the cross until they are 13, until they become actually aware and have the ability to understand Christ and religion and Christianity for themselves. After that, they have an opportunity to turn. They're on their own. We carry them while they're babies. We are responsible for them. We are responsible for getting our child christened or baptized. That is our responsibility. Our children, until they are old enough to make those decisions on their own, and we don't even carry them anymore. So why would we carry an adult who is capable of making their own spiritual decisions? I'm not carrying anybody. There's times when I can't carry myself. Christ is carrying me. So how do I have the ability or the strength to carry another person spiritually? I'm not taking on that responsibility. That responsibility is not yours. According to doctrine, you are defiling him because you aren't a Christian, and you're cursing him with your demons. Huh? According to doctrine, you are defiling him because you aren't a Christian, and you're cursing him with your demons. Who? I am so confused right now. I'm so confused, because was that comment meant for me? Because I am a Christian. So how would I defile him? I am a Christian. I've never said that I was not a Christian. Yeah, I don't. I'm not really sure about that one. Go. Uh, Lord Phoenix said, or making a tea with used panties. Now that one I have never heard. I ain't never heard that. I guess with me, a spiritualist, I can feel a deeper connection to men. I'm a spiritualist also. What I mean, what does that have to do with feeling a connection to men? We're all spiritual. We're all human. That being a spiritualist does not put you above other people when it comes to human relationships, when it comes to sexual relationships, or when it comes to ties with other people. That does not put you above anybody else in my book. I'm just reading some of these comments. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Like being unequally yoked. If one person is spiritual and the other person is not spiritual, then the two of you are not compatible, basically, when it comes to um, sex. Okay, I understand you. And anything outside of their interpretation of the Bible is demonic. These are non-denominational, but really undercover apostolics. Well, that's just like a Christian and maybe a Muslim getting married. That's two totally different um, religious backgrounds coming together. And of course, there are going to be things on the Christian side that they feel that the Muslims are doing that's not right. And then there are going to be things that the Muslims are doing that they feel like the Christians are doing wrong. Like it's probably really difficult for a Christian and a Muslim to get together, especially a Muslim man and a Christian woman, because he's going to expect her to do what he wants her to do, and change religion and, come into being a Muslim and all of that kind of stuff. So it is very difficult for people who I'm trying to see how hot it is. 84 degrees, but I swear to God, it feel like it's like 90 degrees out here because my phone is getting hot and so is the computer. I might have to go back in the house. Um, and they don't even know that Church of God in Christ was founded by a hoodoo practitioner. They act like it. The way they be running and shouting and jumping and bucking. But a lot of this, the shouting and the catching the Holy Ghost and all of that kind of stuff stems from more African based religions, especially the whole catching the Holy Ghost and shouting and running and all of the physical stuff that people do when they catch the Holy Ghost. Like you are actually being possessed by the Holy Ghost. Well, it's the same thing in any of the African traditional religions, even in voodoo. You are possessed by the spirits. The spirit of whatever Orisha or Loa or whatever is, but it's the same thing, the same exact thing. So getting back to the whole soul tie thing. So we have a soul tie with everybody that we have sex with. So what breaks the tie? If I have, if I still have a soul tie with the first person, with all of the people that I have had sex with previously, what breaks the tie? How do I get rid of them? And when you break up with somebody, there are stages that you go through when when a relationship ends. There's sadness and grief and anger. You go through all of these stages, right? Most people do. But that's the key word. You go through it and come out on the other side. After a while, you're back at the club, or you back on Tinder, or whatever these dating apps are, looking for somebody else. So what happened to the soul tie? You cut it. What did you go through, some type of uh, ceremony to cut the tie? Did you take a bath? I'm gonna take a bath because I'm gonna break this soul tie. I ain't gonna never think about Devontae ever again. I don't think about anybody that I've had sex with previously. I don't think about them. Half of the people, I don't even remember their name. Now, I probably could remember their names if I wanted to, but I don't want to. And I never heard about soul ties until I was probably in my 40s. Like, is this a new thing? Why was nobody talking about soul ties and stuff when I was in my 20s? They weren't talking about that shit. How come, I'm going in the house, y'all. Um, how come no how we gonna get in the house, y'all? How am I gonna carry this how am I gonna carry this computer? Huh? How am I gonna pick this computer up and make it back in the house? It's hot out here. And it's nice and cool in the house. Why I come out here? Why y'all tell me to come out here? It's a new doctrine. I heard about it the first time in 2003. So how old was I in 2003? I was in my 30s. Okay. I don't remember hearing about it back then though. I don't was I still going to church back then? Yeah. I was, but not no, I was going to church. I was going to regular church. I don't remember hearing about it then though. It's 53 degrees there. No, it's in the 80s here. It's the wind is blowing. That's the only thing that it's a breeze. That's a butterfly. I mean, not a butterfly, a ladybug. We have been having a lot of ladybugs in our backyard this year, and I am so excited because I know for a while I was not seeing any ladybugs, none, nowhere. And so I am really excited to see ladybugs. Uh, when I was young, it seemed like ladybugs were everywhere, ladybugs and butterflies. And you just don't see butterflies like you used to. And I didn't see ladybugs like I used to. I'm about to ask my husband to come. Oh, shit. I can't because he listening to um, audio book. He listening to Will Smith's book on audio form. We have the book. I'm supposed to be reading it and he's listening to it so we can um talk about it. And I don't want to call him and be like, open the door because it will stop his it'll stop his book from going. Okay, y'all still haven't convinced me. I want y'all to convince me about these soul ties. Y'all still haven't convinced me. Okay, Phoenix, you don't have to keep talking about how young you are, girl. We know you was young in 2002. You was a freshman in college. Okay, I was a freshman in college in. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm not even. I'm not even gonna tell you what year I was a freshman in college. That is not your business. Okay, y'all. I need y'all to prove it to me. That y'all, you got to say something other than what you're saying because you're still not convincing me that it's a such thing. So Sundance Girl says she heard about it years ago in her 20s. I won't see. I think in my 20s for sure, I was still in the church and I was in the Baptist church. They weren't talking about no soul ties. That I didn't have that. I had an old fashioned minister. They weren't talking about. It was helping you to remember. They weren't talking about that. My pastor wouldn't have preached on those soul ties. So I y'all gotta tell me something else because I'm not getting it from what y'all saying. It's just not it's not registering for me. Now what you're saying I have heard before, but it's just not. I'm not. It's not doing it. So I need y'all to help me do it. Figure it out. Because that's not it. Everybody you have sex with. Yeah, but if they're saying the same thing that you guys are saying, if it's the same exact concept that everybody we have sex with it just does that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Okay, we're all zooting energy, bad, good, in between, whatever, but it does not tie you to a person. Because with that thought process, there would be no divorce. I'm tying you to me. You will never leave me. I love you so much that I'm going to tie you to me. So you will never leave me. There would be no reason for divorce, right? Or you tie yourself to someone, but they're not tied to you. So this is a one-way street. You're tied to that person, but that person has moved on and they're not tied to you. So how is that helping? It's not it's not a two-way street. But I honestly don't think it's different from feeling people's energy in the same room. Right. I mean, me and my husband. The other day I told y'all I woke up, I was crying, I was just in a funk and he was just as happy, his normal self. Me and my husband are two totally different people. I am extremely moody. I'm moody and grumpy and he's always just his normal self. In the almost 10 years of us being married and having sex and everything, I have never transferred any of my grumpiness to him. And he has not transferred any of his love for video games or anything to me. it's still not going to make any sense to me. Let me look up and see what some of these things say. Okay, let me read this definition. It says if you found someone who makes you feel so intertwined and connected to them, you may have developed a soul tie. A soul tie sometimes refers to an emotional or spiritual cording, is an inexplicable, powerful emotional bond to another person. That sounds like mental illness to me. You are obsessed with the person because normally the two people are the two people don't feel that. Every time I've heard somebody talk about soul ties, it was always some bitter woman who felt like she was tied to a man that wasn't even tied to her. He had left. Let's see. Soul tie. 7 signs you have a soul tie with someone. You feel connected on a deeper level. They elicit strong reactions from you. They feel familiar. You may feel like they complete you. Your relationship feels unique or one of a kind. They showed up in a significant time. That's everybody in a relationship. My husband, of course, I feel connected to him deeper. We're married. I feel a deeper connection to him than anybody else that I've been with because we're married. Yes, he gets strong emotions or reactions from me because we're married. We live in the same house. We have contact with each other every single solitary day. They feel familiar. He is familiar to me. I've known him since we were 17 years old. Of course, there's going to be a familiar feeling because I've known him for so long. You may feel like they complete you. No one in this world completes me. I came into this world whole. That's your problem. That's a mental illness. No one can complete you. If you're not complete before you go into a relationship, you shouldn't be in it. My husband does not complete me. I was complete when he met me. I was a whole person when he met me. Your relationship feels unique or one of a kind. They showed up at a significant time. Y'all, are y'all reading this stuff? Like y'all really believe this? I'm going in the house. It's not out there. I'm about to go in the house, y'all. 'Cause I don't even think it's hot out here, and this sun is. Hold on, y'all. I know y'all about to be nosy. I hope my husband ain't in the bedroom naked. We're gonna see. Hey, Jackie. Good. Daddy in here naked? Huh? Daddy, Daddy in here naked? How old is Bushy? Hold on, y'all. I gotta turn the closing blinds because I turned the light on. Okay, that light didn't help. I'm gonna have to find my ring light because I got one of them clip-on ring lights, but I don't know where it is. I'm gonna have to find it. Ooh, at least I got some water. Okay, now go on. What you were saying? Lord, Gizmo. Uh, it also, I also don't believe in falling in love. I think love is an intentional choice that comes with positive emotions. I think what people describe as in love is obsession, infatuation. I do too. Because if you fall into something, you can fall out of it, right? If you fall into something that is so magnificent and so great, how do you fall out of it? You're infatuated. It's new. That's like buying a new car. When you first get it, it is all that. You driving down the street, you think everybody looking at you because you in this new car. And then another car comes out that is newer than yours. And then you figure, well, ain't nobody looking at me no more because the 2023 model came out and it's better than the 2022 model. That's how relationships are. You see somebody else, you think that they're attractive. All of the things that you saw in the person that you were with are no longer shiny and glistening and full of glitter because you see something else that is attractive. Then you must not have loved the person that you was with from the get-go. You were infatuated with them. Love will keep your eyes from seeing such beauty in somebody else and wanting that. You can see that they're attractive. Okay, he's nice looking, but I don't want to be with him because I have a husband. That's love. Love is not looking at another man wondering what he can do for me. I'm married, but oh, he cute. I wonder what he got. Oh, I wonder what kind of car he drive. I wonder what he got in between his legs. That's not love because if you love the person that you're with, those thoughts don't even cross your mind. That's infatuation. That's different. Oh, well, yeah, I'm attracted to him, but I'm only going to be attracted to him until I see somebody else that I'm attracted to. That's not love because if it is, you're not going to hurt the person that you're with. You love them and you know that they love you. So why would you hurt them to just go be with somebody else that you don't even know that person? You just looking at them and see that they're attractive, or you think they have money, or you think they can do more for you than the person that you're with. That's not love. Yeah. I mean, animals have pheromones, but don't they say that it's only a few animals that mate for life? They have pheromones. Dogs are attracted to other dogs because they smell them. They can tell when a female dog is in heat. He don't want to marry her. He just want to have sex with her. And that's how a lot of men are. They don't want to marry you. They're not trying to have a soul tie with you. They're not trying to tie you down. They just want to have sex with you. And then some of y'all get the sex and relationship that's kind of skewed for some people. You think having sex is a relationship because here you go with when you have sex, you tie to the person. That's where you make your mistake. That's your first mistake. Yeah, there. I mean, I know a lot of nice looking men, but that don't mean I want to have sex with them just because they nice looking. He could be a horrible person. He could be a nice looking abuser. Just because you look nice don't mean I want to have sex with you. I know it's some animal. Penguins, I think it is penguins. But it's not a whole lot of animals that mate for life. Just like a lot of humans don't mate for life. You can have sex with somebody, you can have a baby with them, and they gone. My coworker, when I worked at Naval Air Station, was married, a guy. He was married. His wife and his girlfriend were at the same hospital having a baby at the same time. So he has two children born on the same day. I think they were born a day apart because I think one was actually born the next day. They went into labor at the same time, but they were born on different days. They're born like a day apart. He loved his wife. He never left her. She stayed with him. She knew it was happening. He told her. And I think they're still married, and he's like older than I am. She soul tie. She didn't leave him because that's her soul. That's her twin flame. That's why she stayed with him. They have soul tie. But he had sex with another woman. Obviously, around the same time that he was having sex with his wife, because they went into labor at the same time. Was it a soul tie? So he was tied to both of them. Make it make sense. Make sense of it. When you hear these buzzwords and buzz phrases, don't just accept it. Throw it around in your mind and try to make sense of it. So you really want to be tied to everybody that you have sex with? Everybody? You want to have a physical and soul tie to everybody you have sex with? Why? Because that's my question to you. Why do you want to do that? Like, what do you gain from doing that? What do you gain? What do the other person gain? What is the gain of having a soul tie? Because some people, the way they present it and the way that they talk about it is like something that you desire to have with a person. Like, oh, we should all be out here having soul ties. You should have a soul tie to a girl. If you haven't had a soul tie, you just not living, girl. You got to have a soul tie. Girl, I got a twin flame. Girl, he my twin flame. I be listening to y'all talk. I sure do, girl. I be listening. Y'all be out here making up some stuff. And I be here for it because it makes interesting conversation. It makes some very interesting conversation. It sure enough do. Let me see where I want to read some of these other comments about the soul tie thing. Let's see if I can find it. I don't even see it now, y'all. But stop believing everything that you see. Think about it. Make it make sense. Don't just accept every theory that you hear because, oh, what everybody is talking about it, so it's got to be real. Just because everybody talking about it don't mean it's real. Just because everybody having a conversation about it don't mean it's true. That could just be the blind leading the blind. Don't make it real. So I'm looking at this. The question is, what does the Bible say about soul ties? The phrase soul ties is not in the Bible. Rather, the idea of soul ties is a man made speculation which some teachers superimpose onto scripture in an attempt to explain certain human behaviors. Soul ties are said to be connections from one person's soul to or into another person's soul, a concept that has no basis in scripture. The Bible does speak of close friendships, such as that of David and Jonathan. The soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. That's Samuel, the 18th chapter, in the first verse. This is simply a way of expressing Jonathan's total commitment to the deep friendship with David. To try to make this passage teach a mystical binding of the actual soul is unwarranted. The Bible also warns against entering ungodly relationships. My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them. Do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their path. And that's in Proverbs. We also have clear warning against fornication in scripture. Here we go. Don't be out here having sex because, Lord, do you not know that he who unites himself with a prostitute, now they about to talk about prostitutes, is one with her in body? For it is said the two will become one flesh. Note that the body is joined. The Bible says nothing of the soul being joined. And of course, when you have sex, you technically do become one person, but your soul does not transfer into the other person's soul. The Bible presents evil as addictive. However, nowhere does the Bible speak of fragmenting souls or dividing one soul. That's like, in order for you to have a soul tie, you would give a person a portion of your soul. So you give them a piece of your soul, they give you a piece of their soul, and it makes you a half soul person. So if it's true that you're having a soul tie with everybody that you have sex with, how much soul do we have? Because, some people have lost count on how many people they've had sex with. So, how big is your soul that you are able to give a piece of it to everybody you're having sex with? How big is it? Phoenix said, I don't bother with twin flames either. Yeah, I've heard the concept of the whole twin flames and soul tie thing. I throw both of them in the same bucket to me. So if this concept is not biblical, It's a man made concept. So man can say anything to you and you're going to believe it if it comes out and they're like, well, the sky is actually pink, but because you have brown, only brown eyed people see the sky as blue. Other people see it as another color. Well, you won't know because you have brown eyes. Yeah, that's right. The sky actually is pink. But because I have brown eyes, I see it as blue. I think the sky is tie dye. And because the sun, shines a certain way, we don't get a chance to see all the rest of the colors. Just think about some of these concepts, throw them around in your brain. But if they make sense to you, go with it. Give your soul to everybody that you have sex with. Do it. So dark goddess says she ain't got to worry about giving her soul to nobody because she's been celibate since she got the date. Girl, you got the time too. She been celibate since May 17th, 2006. So she ain't giving her soul to nobody. When she leave this earth, her soul is gonna be intact. Because she ain't giving her body away to people. I don't blame you, girl. Keep your soul intact. You came here with a whole soul. You need to leave this earth with a whole soul. I got a husband and I'm not giving him my soul. I want my soul. I don't want to get to heaven and Jesus be like, where's your soul? Why you got a whole piece of soul? What happened to it? Oh, well, I gave a piece of it to Jonathan. I gave a piece of it to Walter. I gave a piece of it to Michael. And he was like, go on, sit your ass over there in the corner somewhere. You out here giving your soul to everybody you touch. Up, she said 9:38 p.m. That was when you stopped. Oh, and congratulations to Katanji Brown Jackson, who was confirmed today to the Supreme Court as the first Black female justice after a historic Senate vote. So, congratulations to Katanji Brown Jackson. Do that, girl. Be out there as a Supreme Court Supreme Court justice. You better do that. Black girl magic. I just want to say that. I probably should have did a video, um, a separate video, and we probably will talk about that later. But I don't know. I just, when I see people talking about the whole soul tie thing, I just be like, where y'all getting this information from? And why do you want to be tied to someone on a, on a soul level? Why? I believe in soul ties as well. I can't wait to yoni steam so I can release all of my exes and heal my wound. Oh Lord Jesus. Who told you that, sweetheart? Who told you that the only way you can clean your wound is if you steam? You got to y'all kill me with that. Girl, your wound don't care about how many people you didn't have sex with. That's what it's made for. That's part of your bodily function. Do you steam your brain? Every time you have a problem with somebody, are you steaming your brain to clean out all of the stuff that's going on there? If you don't have to steam your brain and you don't have, do you steam your liver or your kidney every time you drink alcohol? Are you cleansing your kidneys, your liver every time you eat fatty foods? Do you take a whole cleanse? Then why do you feel like you have to clean your womb because you've had sex? Sex is a natural part of life. You don't see men out here steaming their penises. So why do we have to cleanse? Why do we have to steam part of our bodies to clean out something that cleanses itself naturally? Anything that needs to be cleaned out of the vagina is coming out monthly when you have your cycle. That's what that is, a cleansing of the lining of the uterus and everything. All of that stuff is coming out of your body. You don't have to steam clean. Your vagina is not like a carpet. You don't have to steam clean it once a month. Now this whole cleansing, this whole steaming, did our ancestors did do that, but they did that after birth to make sure that everything, that was their way of, attempting to clean out everything after childbirth. But after medical science was advanced and Black people could go to the regular hospital to have a baby, you didn't have to do, they stopped doing that kind of stuff. But somebody came up with this whole yoni cleanse. It's such a spiritual. So why are men? So you're cleaning your vagina, steam cleaning your vagina, but the men that you're having sex with have never cleansed. So you're perfectly clean, but you're allowing a dirty man to enter your body. That's like you having white carpet and allowing people to come into your house with shoes on and walk all over your carpet. You know what I need you to do? I need you to steam clean your penis before we have sex the next time, because I will not allow your 56-year-old never been steam clean penis to enter me again.
Okay. All right then. If that's what it takes.
I knew you. I knew you was gonna say something crazy. What you say? I did.
All right.
Okay, it have to be steam clean though.
Book me an appointment now. I ain't missing out.
You nut. It's gonna be steam clean now. And the steam is hot.
If that's what it takes.
Yo. Sweetheart. Not you.
No.
Um make the I really need you. Okay. Now, Summer, these people, there are people out here who can sell anything. These used car salesmen, they can sell anything. They have a business, the whole yoni eggs, the yoni steam, the yoni cleansers, the yoni herbs, all that kind of stuff is a business. You don't have to stick anything in your vagina to clean it from toxic partners. Just stop messing with toxic people. Move on. Your vagina is a self cleaning oven. It is cleaning itself. Your vagina doesn't have a, for one thing, you only have one brain. One. So your vagina does not have a place to store toxic energy. Those memories are stored in your brain. So if anything needs to be steam cleaned, you would start here at the ori, the head. You clean here. There's no brain down there. She's not storing any energy. She don't care. As long as you're having a cycle monthly, you're cleaning out everything that ain't supposed to be there is coming out until you get my age, and then there's nothing to clean. So, sweetheart, if you want to shove eggs up there and, say that, "Oh, I'm putting this rose quartz in my vagina to bring love to me and heal all of my past traumas," and your past traumas are stored here in your brain. There's no brain down there. So, how would those toxic be stored there? They're stored here or back here. I don't know where we store emotions, in the front or the back, but that's where they're stored, not down there. Ain't nothing down there but the mechanical parts. She said, "Well, I steam for health benefits. I heard it's good for cysts and fibroids." Okay, good. Steam on. Steam on, sweetie. Steam on. As long as you're not, the people know what they're doing and they're not burning you, and you're not ingesting herbs and stuff that you don't know what they are. I wouldn't put anything in there. I wouldn't put any kind of herbs in there. And I would be very particular about what type of herbs they are steaming. How do you know that they're not steaming something with negative energy, or steaming something that you're allergic to? You don't. You just accept the fact that you heard it was something that all of the millennials are doing, and you don't want to miss out. I'm not, our ancestors, if you ask your grandmama, if you have one, if you ask her, "Grandma, did y'all used to stick rose quartz in your yoni?" For one, she gonna be like, "Yoni? What is that?" Because that's probably not even a term that they used. Stick a crystal in my pocketbook? Girl, y'all out here doing some crazy. I can even imagine. I'm gonna ask my mother-in-law. I should go out there and ask Jackie right now. Did y'all ever stick crystals in your vagina? I'm gonna ask my mother-in-law because she'll tell me. Because she in her 70s, late. That ain't something they was doing. This some old. When you trying to get in your house? Ain't that? Oh, go ahead. Go on. This some new stuff that y'all. What's the matter, boo boo? Oh, get it. Get him. This some new stuff that y'all. Every generation got to come up with something new. This just y'all new thing. All this yoni stuff and sticking stuff up in there. But I'm just trying to figure out, why does the woman have to steam clean and the man don't? You going in and you getting nice and clean and steam fresh and everything, but you're having sex with someone who has the same dusty penis. He ain't steam fresh. I never I never understood that. Oh no, I'm not sticking any crystals up there. I was just gonna try the steaming part. Well, they say the crystals is part of the steaming part. Some of them do the crystal part in the steaming part. They be selling them too. Shove them eggs up there. They got them small, medium, large, extra large. Oh gosh. What? The dark goddess says, see, I'm in the wrong business. I need to be out here doing the steaming thing. Isis Wisdom said, Dark Goddess said, Isis Wisdom were charging women $1,500 to $2,000 for a yoni steam, and it lasts for 30 minutes. Girl, you could come over here and sit on the pot. I put some herbs and make it hot for you, and you can sit down there and I could play. I got my singing bowl. I could be making my bowl sing and everything. I clean you out. I do it for 500. Y'all paying $1,500 to get your JJ steamed? All I got to do is 2 or 3 people, and I done paid my car off. God damn. People be out here making some money. $2,000 for $2,000. What is they doing? Girl, I can put some herbs and spices in there. I sure can. I can put some herbs and spices and glitter and food coloring in it. You have a choice. What color you want, honey? Purple is the color of wisdom, and I I will make it up, honey. I'll make it sound good. 500. They doing it for 15. I do it for 5. Sure will. I price cut them. Oh, it's 1,500. It's $1,000 here in the Bay Area. I do it for 750. I will price cut them. Who is Rod Hayes? Girl, you, because the only thing it is I've seen those little things you sit on. It's this old, because some people are selling the actual little seat thing. It looked like a toilet, but it's wooden, and some people paint them. And the only thing you do is they sell the herbs. You put the herbs at the bottom, and then you pour some boiling water on it, and let it steep for a while like tea. So you just making herbal tea for your vajayjay. And then you just sit on the thing with a cloth across your lap so that the steam, stays within. You can do that at home. You don't have to pay anybody to do that. You can do that at home. You can do that in the bathtub, and the water actually touches you. You get a real cleanse. You can put all them herbs and in a sachet and throw it in the bathtub with you and just sit there and say your prayers and get out a whole new person. You don't have to pay somebody 1,500 or however much it is. You can do that yourself. You are that powerful. You don't have to go to somebody to clean the toxins and pass demons and oh my God, Jesus. I do too, Dark Goddess. Everything I need, I will do it myself. Now, I don't know how to make these resin, the like that unk that I purchased from that lady. I don't want to be dealing with resin and all of that kind of stuff. Now, those type of items I will purchase from somebody else, but crystal bracelets, crystal necklaces, rings, baths, herbs, and spices, I do that myself. Read. Find out what the herbs are, go buy and do it yourself. You don't have to pay nobody to clean out your self-cleaning oven. You was born with it. You gonna leave here with it. It don't have to be cleaned out and steam cleaned and ironed and pressed and nipped and tucked and all of that stuff that the world tells you your vagina should go through. It don't have to go through all that. It's fine. It's an organ on your body, just like your liver, intestines, your stomach, your heart. It's just, do you steam clean your heart and get rid of all of the people? No, you don't. Do you steam clean your ears once a month to get all the wax and all the stuff? No, you don't. Your ears then heard all of that toxic stuff, all of the words, derogatory words that have been said to you. Your ears have heard all of that, have taken in all of that stuff. Do you steam clean your ears? Ooh, I had a hard day today. Let me go home and steam clean these ears. No, you don't. Do you clean your butt? Because some of y'all go in the front and the back. So when you get your yoni steam, they clean in the butt too. You open up the butt. No, stop believing everything you hear and see. And if you do feel like you need to do a spiritual bath or something, just clean your whole body. You ain't got to be down there scrubbing and trying to scrub Tommy's name off your vagina. Because she didn't take on Tommy's name anyway. That's you. You did that. Clean this. Start here. Okay. So let's not be out here spending $2,000 at a yoni steam and letting these people. Hey, do they do the butt? Because they so close to each other. If she gonna clean the front, she better steam the back too. Open the butt. Because some of y'all be going in the front and the back. You open the front door and the back door. So clean them both. Steam your butt. Scooch down a little bit so your butthole can get steamed too. Y'all know I'm crazy, right? But I'm telling you the truth. Now, some people may not tell you the truth, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you gonna clean the front, clean the back. Go steam it all. And if she asks you what you're doing, you say, well, I use the front and the back door. So I got to make sure they both get steamed. So I had to scooch down a little bit. So oh yeah, maybe when they do the colonic, they use the herbs and stuff to go up in there and clean that part out. Cause yeah, the steam probably can't go up. The steam ain't going up in your vagina either. It's only cleaning the vulva. It ain't going up in there. It's not going in there. You only getting an outward clean. You only steaming the part that you can touch when you wash. It's not going up no farther. That would be just like steaming your ears. It ain't going down the ear canal. It's not going in there. You only gonna steam this part. I want y'all to think about what you're doing. Don't just be out here doing it because your friend with dreads who has a couple of crystals and walks around in the neighborhood barefoot told you that this was what you're supposed to do. And you're looking at her because you're like, oh my God, she's such a spiritual person. She's so in touch with nature. She only wears organic cotton and shops at Whole Foods. So she must know what she's talking about. Girl, bye. That's all you getting is a facial down there. That's all you're getting is a facial of a jacial. That's all you getting. And then you're gonna go home, and if you're living with that same toxic person who made you feel like you needed to get that in the first place, you're living with that toxic person, you're gonna go right back to that toxic D. It's gonna go right on back up in there. And oh my God, now I'm dirty again. I gotta go have another yoni steam. Just be careful, y'all, because there's people out here that can make a business out of anything. And if they can take your money, they will. And if you're not doing enough research to really find out what these things mean just because they're buzzwords and they're all of the millennials are doing it, if you haven't done your research on it, don't just take that stuff for face value and think, oh my God, I gotta have my yoni steamed and I gotta clean up from toxic. Just be careful, y'all, because there's people out here that will sell you a dream. And I just don't want you to, be out here losing your money and you done got your yoni steamed and then you go home and DeMarcus still living there. You walk through the door after you done had this elaborate yoni cleansing and you feel so one with the earth, and you walk into your front door and DeMarcus is sitting on the couch playing Xbox and mad as hell at you because you didn't bring him no Chick-fil-A. And there goes the cycle. Why you didn't bring me some Chick-fil-A? You know I was gonna be hungry. Well, I didn't know that you were gonna be here, DeMarcus. I didn't have any. Well, you better go get me some Chick-fil-A. And here's your vagina. Girl, I told you he was gonna be there acting stupid. Cause you say she got a brain of her own. She talks, so she gonna tell you, girl, I told you he was gonna be here playing Xbox acting stupid. Girl, there's people out here that will sell you anything. There's a market for it. Everybody on social media now has a small business. And they are promoting small businesses on Facebook and Instagram. You have to have a business page in order to get these reels and this money so now everybody got a business. Shit, Gizmo is gonna have to do something. He is gonna have to earn his keep. And he has a mother who is a child of Oshun. Gizmo is going to have to be out here doing chakra healings for cats and dogs. Okay? He's gonna have to do something. He is going to be the only dog on the internet doing chakra healings. Because he's gonna read cards, he's gonna do everything, and his clients are going to be your pets. Because you are stressing your pets out with the fact that You out here trying to get your yoni steamed and everything, and your cat is telling you, that's stupid. Just go buy me some catnip. So your cats and dogs are going to be coming to my gizmo to get their chakra heals because you stressing them out. Y'all, these soul ties and twin flames and everything, and the cat trying to tell you that he ain't the one, and you mad at the cat because he won't come home, and you up stressing all night, and the cat trying to go to sleep, and the cat done told you to break up with Demarcus years ago, and you still with Demarcus, and the cat is like, turn that light off, girl, I'm trying to go to sleep. Don't come to Gizmo, and Gizmo's gonna help them out. I'm telling you now. So, girl, that money that you spent on that yoni steaming, you better go to Chick-fil-A and get DeMarcus some food. Because when you get home and you broke and he asks you where the money at and you tell him you just came back from getting your yoni steamed, he gonna be mad. Because you didn't stop by Chipotle or Chick-fil-A and get him something to eat. You know how many video games he could have got with the money that you just spent on getting your yoni steamed? Girl, he gonna be hot. I'm telling you now. You better go get DeMarcus that Chick-fil-A and clean your coochie in the bathtub. I'm telling you. Y'all better listen. And y'all better send y'all cats and dogs over to Gizmo so he can make his little money. Everybody got to get a hustle. That's Gizmo's little side hustle. He out here doing chakra cleanses and readings. He cheap too. He a nice person. So that's it, y'all. So we did not come to an agreement about the whole soul tie thing. We still not in agreement. That's okay. When you get my age, and I know the majority of y'all younger than me, but when you get my age, you're gonna be like, that almost Shun lady told me there was no such thing as soul ties, and I didn't believe her. Now I understand what she was talking about. You're gonna be like, I wish I would spend another dime trying to have a yoni cleansing, and I'm still messing with DeMarcus. She told me to leave DeMarcus alone. You ain't gonna leave DeMarcus alone, child. Okay, Naya, you gonna have to go back and listen to the replay. Cause girl, we done went from soul ties, twin flames, yoni eggs, yoni steaming. We didn't ran the gamut. We didn't ran the gamut in this live. Child, this live will probably be demonetized because YouTube don't want you talking about nothing. But we done talked about all of it. Okay. And so I don't think we agree on I don't think y'all agree with anything I said today, but you know me. You know I don't care. I'm gonna stand 10 toes deep in it. Okay. So I will see you guys. I might see y'all later. If not, then I will see you for sure tomorrow. And if you're not following me on TikTok, you need to, because I'll be on TikTok and I'm about to start dancing. Yeah. Follow me on TikTok and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and you have your notifications set on all. I think. Let's see, y'all. Let me look at somebody else's so I can tell you for sure what it's supposed to be. I think you're supposed to, oh yeah, okay, you're supposed to hit the bell. And then that way, I think you get notified whenever I go live or whatever. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell. Okay. And if you want to join, I am going back to doing the membership situation, And if you want your reading for this month, email me. You should have my email by now. If you don't, it's in the about thing on the channel. It's the same email. Email me for your reading for April. Okay. So get on the schedule, send me your email so you can get on the schedule. And I am going to put that on the community wall so I can get all of the readings out for April. If you're not a member and you want a reading, you can still email me, but you will have to pay for yours. The people that are members don't have to pay for their readings because they get one free reading a month because they are a member of the channel. So that. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying with me for an hour and 45 minutes. And I will either see you later on this evening or I will see you tomorrow. Bye.